And now let's meet our officials for this match. Our first referee, Fernando Velarde, national referee. The second referee is Erlindo Eusebio, national referee. And now let's meet the starters. First for Capital 1 Solar Energy. Outside spiker from the National University, number 10, team captain Jorel Singh. Opposite hitter from Jose Rizal University, number 2, Sid Niegos. Outside spiker from the Far Eastern University, number 4, Heather Guino. Center from Adamson University, number 14, May Macatuno. Middle blocker from De La Salle University, number 15, Des Clemente. Middle blocker from the University of Perpetual Health System Delta, number 17, Shai Umandal. Starting libero from the University of Santo Tomas, number 18, RJ Rivera. Head coach for the Solar Spikers is Roger Gorayev. And now the starters for the Nxled Chameleons. Outside spiker from the Ateneo de Manila University, number 3, Joe Maraginot. Middle blocker from Adamson University, number 7, Krich Makaslang. Opposite hitter from the University of Santo Tomas, number 10, Camille Victoria. Middle blocker from the University of the Philippines, number 15, Jai Atienza. Outside spiker from the National University, number 16, Ivy Laxina. Center from UP, number 17, Camille Cal. Starting libero from McEwen University, number 5, Rachel Horvina. And coach for Nextled is Taka Minoa. This game is held under the supervision and regulation of the Games and Amusements Board. It is Capital 1 versus Nextled. This is the PVL.
Welcome back to the Phil Sports Arena for the first of our doubleheader today. This Volleyball Tuesday. This is the penultimate day of action for both teams. Starting with Capital 1, you're seeing the starters on your screens. They have a 1-9 record, and they want to be able to come away with at least a couple more wins, 1-8 rather. And same thing with Nextled. They also came from a loss, and they already have 3 wins, and they want a couple more. Looking at the starters now on your screens. So it's going to be that kind of game. Both teams hungry for a win, but at the same time, stress is off and the pressure's off, IL, kasi tapos na naman yung run-up to the top 4. Actually, hindi pa natin alam kung sino, pero they are not contenders this conference.
So they can breathe and just enjoy their game. But again, improving their standings will be at stake for both of these teams.
I mean, in all your career, I'm sure you remember being in situations like this where you just want to play and have fun. And sometimes your best performance comes out.
That's true. No playing without pressure.
And Capital 1 will get the first point off that service error from Nextled. We talked about Ivy Laxina at the top of the coverage because she has been churning out the numbers of late.
Now, Laxina was also their leading scorer in their previous game against Creamline, but 2 errors right now for Nextled in the start of the set.
And Camille Cal will try again with Ivy. And we're getting good defense coming from Jorel Singh in the back. Good coverage by Capital 1. And you can see the Solar Spikers are working hard in defense. And let's get an early report from Sam Corrales.
Earlier, we were talking about her, so it actually took Rika Rivera 3 long years before she returned to competitive volleyball. Now, coming into this game, she told me that she still needs to improve on her body conditioning because since playing in the UAAP in 2019, Rika said that the pace here in the pros are so different and the level of competition only got higher since then. So for Rika, it's about staying ready and making sure she brings her competitiveness here among the best in the country. After all, she's just getting started in the PVL with her young Capital 1 squad, which you can support on Pilipinas Live for 149 pesos a month. Back to you, Chicky and Ayel.
Thanks so much, Sam. And Nextled already able to get a couple of points in. And Sam, you're talking about the need for Rika and the rest of Capital One to step up, because we also talked about this girl earlier. We already mentioned a couple of times how she has really taken maybe half of the conference, really find her bearings, get used to her team. Tapos eto na si Ivy.
And again, Laksina as an individual player, there's a lot of potential. There's so much talent. The reason why she has easily adapted to the system of Nextled, I mean, we didn't see her struggle connecting with her team.
Oh, that's a nice attempt there to go down the line, Jorel Singh, but that one's called outside. Nextled now leading early in this first set.
Well, Capital One actually trying to be aggressive in the start of the set in terms of offense. Unfortunately, no committing a couple of attack errors.
Oh, that one worked. That looked pretty. Down the line from Niegos there.
Niegos also one of the reliable scorers when Capital One was starting this conference. It was actually Niegos who was stepping up for them before, you know, Singh and the rest of the players were able to find their groove.
And that one, it's good connection here we're seeing from Jo, but she is down on the, who is on the floor? It's somebody from the Capital One side. It's Niegos, it looks like. Did you catch the... Well, we're going to see if we can give you a replay of what went down there. I'm sure Direct Marvin will give us a chance to take a look at that. But well, she's walking off the court, which is a good sign, IL.
Here's the replay.
Oh, she stepped on somebody's foot, no?
Stepped on Marikino's foot on her way down.
Yun yung natapilok ka talaga. We would talk about it. And from your experience, IL, that can be as simple as just a strained foot or a more complicated sprain.
It really depends.
And we're hoping the best here for Niegos. She had that 1 point already, no? She's getting started now. We hope to see her back on the court.
And again, Niegos, one of the key players as well offensively. Singh here, locked, easily read by Nextled. Again, Victoria, not probably the best blocker on Nextled.
And that's outside. A couple of service errors already early here for Nextled. And it's now 6-all.
576.
Talked about the record, win-loss record of Capital One coming into this match. They had one win against a strong group, almost a win against Galleries with that 5-setter. And that looks good. Jai Atienza just speeding things up.
A great set there from Cal to Atienza. Big quick attack, only one blocker there. Lots of room for that attack. One player also on the Nextled that has really grown a lot is Camille Cal. In terms of, you know, setting, decision making, as Cal gets a point.
Tamang-tama naman. I mean, it's not always the setter that gets the points, but as we talk about her, and we have our first technical timeout with Nextled leading by 3. Arena Plus, astig sa sports. And we're back here at the Phil Sports Arena. And good-looking audience members. And kahit sila nanunood, sila pa rin ang pinapanood natin. Of course, si Chang Abby looking so relaxed and very summery. Sama si Tita Mosi. Enjoying the action here. Walang laro ba ang Cherry? Wala, no? She's just really here to enjoy the game.
Support.
Yeah. And Nextled now with a 4-point advantage. Violation at the net here for Capital One.
A lot of points given to Nextled by the errors of Capital One.
Camille Victoria. Good serve there. And Singh, you know she will get the bulk of the sets when she's in the front. And she finally gets her first point.
Oh, Singh has been trying to power through the blocking of Nextled. Finally found the right angle there. No second touch on the side of Nextled.
And some ad-libbing on the side of Nextled. Good cover there by Rivera. Ginoo will go up. Oh! Nice action here from the liberos. From the back row. At a rally. Ginoo taking it all the way back. She wanted to get right to the end line there, pero napalakas.
That's right. The Capital One, they've been trying to go for the corner pockets, the end line, but too much power for them so far.
Credit for Vina, the libero of Nextled, for a great couple of saves there.
That's true.
And again, service errors keep coming from Nextled.
The reason why they can't gain the momentum yet.
And now the errors coming from both sides.
11-7 Nextled.
So chance here for Nextled to capitalize on that service error and gain their momentum here.
No pun intended, right? Jai Atienza, she had a really nice kill earlier in this first set. Oh, wow! Look at the blocking of Krish Makaslang. Of course, we know that Krish has got the height advantage, but the timing also worked out for her there, and Capital One will call for time.
Hindi naman kumakagat doon sa quicker eh. Nakita mo pag ahon mo, tatlo-tatlo pa yung bumlock sa'yo. Kung nakita mo, tatlo na yan, mag-iisip ka na ng maigi. Walang sumasama sa quicker mo, walang threat eh. Ang layo-layo pa ng bola, tatakbo ka na rito sa likod. So wala na, dalawa lang naman yung i-spike eh. Ano yan, may backline to, gamitin mo. Ano na eh, basag na yung play eh. Pipilit mo doon sa gitna, nakubabawa na ng tatlo yan.
Get 7-day premium access to NBA, PBA, UAAP, PVL, and other leagues and exclusive shows when you download Pilipinas Live app. Register now for free.
Now, Coach Roger with some reminders on the timeout. Now, Capital One, Makatuno needs to activate the middles here so that the wing attackers will have an easier time.
Cal trying for the 1-2 there. And Clemente this time. So a good timeout by Coach Roger, getting the girls going.
That's what he was asking for, the activation of the middles, as Clemente gets a point there off the hands of Atienza. And again, you want to activate Clemente because she has the height and the length. She can easily score a point.
Back row attack, and that one is overcooked. Camille Victoria looking for a check ball. She's not going to get it. They are gonna challenge. First challenge of the day. And you know, if only to get the wisdom of Coach Roger Gorayev, umami na. So we can see the green card. No need for the video challenge. There was a check ball.
Fair play moment there for Clemente.
And like you were saying, para lang matuto ka kay Coach Roger. I mean, that is the advantage really of having a veteran coach, a living legend, Coach Roger. I don't think anybody will contest that. Marami na napagdaanan si Coach Roger. And what you will learn every time out. Oh, that one is outside too, or Ivy Laxina.
Oh, good response from Capital One after the timeout of Coach Roger.
Jalana had 8 points against Akari in their last game. It's a free ball, a chance for Capital One. Set up here. And Nxled this time will score. So a couple of good points for Capital One. At Spike of the Set, brought to you by Duncan, pasalubong ng Payat.
I think sinasabi ni Coach Roger kanina na pag na-activate na yung middles, you give more chances for the wings to easily score a point. As Capital One continues to struggle from the service line.
14-10 Nextled.
And napapakamot na lang ng ulo tong si Coach Roger. Because it just really negates the good plays that they're able to execute.
That's right.
A new player coming in for Nextled, Carmentilia. And into the net also. Well, coming off the bench. We'll give her that much. Na medyo nagpapainit pa. But really,
Both teams offensively, we've seen a couple of clean attacks already. But again, not a team has yet to gain really good momentum and have a run because of their serving game so far.
finally a good serve there from Clemente. Ball just right back to the side of Nextled. Look at Horvina. And we have a lifting violation, I believe, going to be...
No, going back to Horvina, she's been very steady so far in this game, keeping a lot of rallies alive. That's a double contact there called on Macaduno.
And we're just seeing the reaction from Coach Roger. A lot of frustrating moments for him in this first set. And Lana getting her hand on that one. I wonder if that would have sailed outside if she had left it alone. But that will be a second point for Maraguinot, and we are at our second technical timeout. Awesome live sports viewing is guaranteed with Signal yesterday, today, and tomorrow. Switch now and get up to 3 months with no cash out. Visit www.signal.tv/switch for more details. And we're looking at Mandy Romero, and she is the Capital One team owner, very young head of Capital One here. And she is here to support her team. And Jo Maraguinot will get her third point. That's 2 in a row.
Great shot there from Maraguinot. long attack, very effective. No one there on the side of Capital One.
Nextled continuing to dominate here in the first set. It would be a bigger lead if not for their service errors.
That's true.
Actually. Cal, low there. Ball's over. Capital One will set up. Another chance here for Nextled. And you know, si Cal nagsisipag talaga getting to the ball, putting up that perfect set for Camps Victoria.
That's right, and great effort from Cal. She was all the way on the left pin, reverse set to the right pin, and blockers late and closing that block. So easy outing there for Victoria.
Pag dumikit yung bola sa net, bumawan nyo na. Pag bumabla kayo, huwag nyo lang basta itinataas yung kamay ninyo. Hanapin nyo kung saan kakabig yung balikat ng player. Kung kaliwete, ditingnan nyo yung kaliwang kamay. Kung kanan, ditingnan nyo yung kanan. Itinataas nyo yung nahayaan yung patamain sa kamay nyo yung bola. Hanapin nyo yung bola. Tapos yung depensa dito sa loob, huwag kayong nakatayo lang na ganyan o hinihintay yung datnan kayo. Gumalaw kayo.
Let's go, Ate!
Capital!
Good! Okay!
Ponce. Chocomucho will be playing next against the Form Fresh Foxies.
Farm Fresh has one more game left in this tournament. Meantime, Chocomucho flying high and All-Filipino. Jorel Singh. She'll get her second point. On the attack, talked about her at the start of the coverage also, how more than her leadership, her experience, it's really her ability to, shall we say, siguro she can translate and read into Coach Rogers'
that's true.
instructions and system. Siya ang pwede mag-lead.
That's why she's really that perfect captain, the perfect leader for this very young squad of Capital One, as Jaya gets activated again from the middle. Well, Cal has been having a good day in terms of ball distribution, activating all her attackers.
And again, I think 100% from the front there. There's a chance for Capital One, and the action from the middle also was there. There's no touch, it seems, so Nextled will get that point. And just the separation is getting wider and wider.
You'd say Nextled already found their flow in the set. They're looking more organized.
And we're seeing Coach Taka also taking the opportunity to give the rest of the team playing time, shuffling the players in and out here. Mangulabnan now doing the setting chores. And Singh just using her might. Lakas nun.
And again, seeing one of the veteran players also in Capital One. Take a look at this angle shot, really avoiding the blockers, and that one perfect execution for her.
When she was with NU, she was under Coach Roger. Same with her PLDT days. Maraginot. And that one is called outside. It's close. But, they are going to challenge it.
That's also because Maraginot, she's been trying to go for the long shots. She was able to execute one earlier. Well, let's see if this is a good challenge for Nextled. Again, they have a big gap here. They have a big lead.
You're right about the good spread of points here for Nextled, although Maraginot leads all scorers with 4 points. Pero maganda nga yung distribution na nakikita natin from the Nextled setters. And that one is successful. So tama sila.
Another good execution from Maraginot in that long attack.
4 points so far for Joe. Oh, good serve. But nice receive there by Jorel Singh. And Herbina picking up the scraps. Back row attack. And look at that, Tienza! Tienza is in the zone today.
Tienza, ang sipag niya rin pumasok. The reason why the setters have an easier time to set her up. It was almost an overpass but good adjustment on Mangulabnan.
Galing din ng balancing act ni Majid doon. Naiwasan pa niya talaga yung net. Jarrell from back row. Let's see what Mangulabnan does. Luna will get her first shot at scoring, and she gets it.
Everyone contributing points for Nextled.
And that's really nice to see. I'm sure Coach Taka happy about that.
As May Luna gets a point in, going cross-court. Singh trying to extend her arms in that one.
Capital1 merely trying to improve their standings and their first ever professional tilt. Nextled naman, gusto nilang mas mapaganda pa yung kanilang 3 wins from last conference. So they're already at 3. And that's going to be a point. It's going to be an ace. Double contacts called against Jarrell Singh there.
No, Marigino has been consistent in the service line.
Oh, the floater.
Ace.
Ang hirap nun. Targeting Jarrell again. Lana hitting the antenna. Again, it's the errors of Capital1 making it much easier for Nextled. And that is a 25-13 blowout. A win for Nextled in set number 1. There's a score, 25-13. Nextled has gotten their groove. They are playing very cool, very relaxed. And the jitters, yung mga errors in the beginning, medyo na-eliminate na nila towards the latter part of the set.
That's right. They started the set with a couple of errors, but in the middle of the set, they found their groove. They stayed consistent. They were a good mix of players. We saw Coach Taka putting in different players in, fielded different players, and everyone contributed points. No, they executed their game plan flawlessly towards the middle of the set until the end stretch of the set. But for Capital1, we saw some sparks, especially from Singh, but definitely it's not going to be enough if they want to win the second set. As we take a look at the numbers, a big disparity in terms of attack points. 11 for Nextled, 6 for Capital1. More blocks also for Nextled. They have 3 none for Capital1, and Capital1 also giving away more free points with their 10 errors.
And taking a look at the stats here, the scoring from Capital1, actually, it's really just Singh. And sayang, we were talking about how Niego seemed to be having a good game, but early in the first set, she had to be taken out. There's an altercation. She stepped on, I think it was Jo Maraginot ba at the front, and the landing was medyo alanganin, so natapilok si Tiagos, but she was able to walk off the court. So we will try to get an update from Sam at some point, Sam Corrales at some point today, to see if Tiagos will be able to come back and play. But we are ready now for set number 2. Clemente is dug. Oh, good solo block, but ball still alive. No, it's gonna go to Capital One. And in Australia, really happy about that.
A good read there from Capital One, Estrella, and Clemente closing down Victoria in that sequence.
And eto, sayang pa rin. Ayun na, nakapuntos na, nakauna na sila. And it's these things that experience will help them with. The more time they have on the court, the less jitters they have, the less nervous they will be from the service line. Looking good. But there's a net touch violation. Again, these things just, they really just need to clean up in these other aspects of their game.
This is what Coach Roger has been trying to do, and you know, remind them during the timeouts, because you know what they're doing, they have good intention. They really just need to polish up the small details of their execution.
Ayun. Kasi you can see that the skill is there. I mean, we know that they did an open tryout, so they got the, you know, the ones who have potential. Nakita naman ni Coach Roger yon. Cal with that quick, good read. Capital One able to slow things down. Singh again will score. That cut shot works for Jorel Singh.
And Singh has been targeting that zone even from set 1, avoiding the blockers, going sharp. A really good angle there for her, a clean attack.
That chance actually created by Salamagos, who had that really good solo block that allowed Capital One to regroup. Good read. And the Solar Spikers are fighting. Longer rallies in the second set. And Capital One earning their points too. And they're up by 2.
And this is good news for Capital One, because earlier they were able to get points also from Nextled, but right now they're more consistent producing their own points.
That was a difficult one for Camille Cal, but that got away. And side out here for Nextled, again care of Joe Maraginot.
Close start again here between two teams, Nextled and Capital One.
A tough one, but Singh will make do. Good effort by Rica Rivera there, just going all out.
That's right. Good adjustment also on Nextled Victoria and Atienza in closing down Singh. I mean, for them, if there's one person they want to slow down on Capital One, it's definitely Singh.
Markado na si Jorel Singh, sigurado yan. And Nextled closing in on Capital One early in the second set. For those of you just joining us now, the first set was a breeze for Nextled. 25-13 was the score on that one.
Oh, Capital One continues to give away points from the service line. They need to find a way to get those serves in. That's where the rally starts.
That's a good first ball. Hinatid talaga sa setter, and that's what happens when you have a good first pass. Australia going down the line. Well, that's interesting because we have Nextled looking right at that line.
That's true. Coach Taka was the nearest person. It's actually the nearest person on that line. And he automatically said that it was outside. But let's see.
And I mean, the lines judge also right there had a pretty good vantage point. So now we're excited to see what will happen in this challenge. It's early in the second set, so hindi pa masyadong mainit. Although, eto, pumapantay na ang Nextled. This is Capital1 leading in the first part of this second set. Ooh, look! Labas nga! I mean, yung shadow nung bola, nasa linya. Wow, Coach Taka.
Good eyes there, Coach Taka.
I mean, it was barely out. But it was. He was so confident about it, too. And counts Victoria, waiting for her chance to score. And this is a good moment for Coach Taka.
6-5.
Acknowledged there by first referee Fernando Velarde. Nice first ball. And attempt to go cross court this time.
No, saying trying to go cross, trying to go for the hands of the blockers on that one, but unfortunately an error there. The errors of Capital1 helping Nextled here in the start of the set.
And still the service errors coming in. And right now, I mean, we are really looking at a Sing-centric Capital1 team. And I'm sure they figured out by now that they just really have to exploit other options.
That's true. Other players really need to step up. Especially that Nextled, so far, everyone contributing.
And we are at our first technical timeout. Nextled up by 2. Arena Plus, astig sa sports. And the tides have changed. Things have turned in favor of Nextled. Maganda yung simula ng Capital1 kanina. Ito ang mangyayari pagkatapos. Relax pa sila ng Ponce.
Sa Molden,
sa
Alba.
Yeah. But they are up next, going up against Farm Fresh for our main game today here at the Phil Sports. So if you have the time, come on over. Malamig dito. Masarap yung aircon. And you can enjoy the game in the comforts of your seat here at Phil Sports if you can. Nextled just continuing to dominate.
A really good net defense here for Nextled. Closing down a lot of attackers of Capital1.
Oh, good serve. Layug makes do, and she will score. And we hope that this is going to be a confidence booster for the likes of Layug, who really ad-libbed there. I mean, that wasn't the best of sets, pero
that's
ginawa ng
right.
paraan.
Just spin that one over, but very effective. Made the floor defense of Nextled work for that.
Laksina getting past the block. Buhay pang bola. Laksina again. Jarrell Singh with the answer. Will it be one more time for Ivy? And look at Capital One just really hustling, but that one got away from Salomagos, and Ivy will get a point. Sam Corrales is ready with her report.
Now, earlier in set 1, Sydney Egos was carried out to the dugout after accidentally stepping on the foot of her opponent. Now, according to the team's PT, Coach Ivan, he said that she sustained a high ankle sprain. She was given an anti-inflammatory. They iced the area and they actually taped her up. If you could see her right now, she's actually on the bench. Nakakapaglakad daw, kaya niyang tumalon, but she is still under observation. So according to the team PT, the goal is to maximize her condition right now, but it is up to Coach Roger if ipapasok siya for the rest of the match. Don't forget, you can catch this game and more on the Pilipinas Live app for 149 pesos a month. Back to you, Chicky and Dayel.
Thanks a lot. And that is, I think, the best news that we can get about Niegos, that she's able to walk off and baka nga may chance pa makapasok dito.
Right, but for now, some opportunity for other players to step up.
Yeah, that's really a good way of thinking about it. Good serves. Yeah, a good couple of plays so far from Capital One during Sam's report. And they're only within a point of Nextled. You see them working hard. Mas buhay ang Capital One the second set, no?
That's right. Better execution, better flow for Capital One, but the Nextled continues to dominate, and that net defense, as Makaslang gets a kill block.
Australia going up after her receive. Jo Marginot efficient in the back. Singh with a pass. Good rallies. One more time, Layug. And Layug clearly more confident.
That's right. So, earlier we said it can't just be Jarrell Singh. Someone really has to step up, and so far it has been Layug contributing points here.
We also saw the activation of Clemente earlier. If she can get more touches, I think that will do Capital One a lot of good.
The score is tied at 11.
Tied at 11, as you heard the court announcer.
That touch error there, violation called on Laksina. Could not control her momentum going for that attack.
Good first ball. And Laksina is dug. Rivera, serious about her. Because that was a tough position there. That, I think it was Kizon who was trying to keep the ball in play.
And now you see the effort coming from Capital One, especially in their defense. They're fighting hard for every point. Unfortunately, that was a very hard one for Kizon.
And Singh, again, just smart, still managing to hit it off the block. Alanganin siya, yung position niya under the ball, no?
That's right, not the best of positions for Singh to go for that attack. Medyo huminto pa nga eh, and then timed that one well to go for that spin.
Jarrell Singh, it's 5 points already. Oh, good blocking. Good work there. Coming from Capital One Salamagos, you know, she is a quiet operator.
And she's a good adjustment here. She's starting in the second set. Salamagos has contributed some good touches, especially in the net defense.
So we're not going to see it necessarily in terms of scoring because she is able to be there for the block to at least slow the ball down, which is what they need so that they can transition into offense. And the offense is working now. Australia coming from the right-hand side this time.
And it was right what you mentioned earlier, that Capital One looks more confident. They're also more aggressive in the offense, powering through the blocks of Nextled.
Good serve. And that is what Coach Roger was waiting to see. You're not going to get a smile out of it, but at least di nagkakamot ng ulo.
Earlier in the first set, you really see the frustration on his
Right.
face.
Pintadong pintado. Oh, but Layug almost. Good idea there for Victoria, catching Capital One off guard.
That's right. A simple placement shot there for Victoria. Much needed point for them, actually, because Capital One slowly gaining momentum and controlling the game.
That's good first ball from Rivera. And that's what we're seeing. Basta mabigyan mo lang ng maayos si Makatuno. Nagagawan naman niya talaga. And Capital One up by 3 in our second technical timeout.
For Nextled.
Capital One up by 3 points in this second set. Definitely looking good. And
Carly Hernandez and Fen Emnas.
in Australia, we heard her earlier reading out her note to herself, which is a very interesting feature. And sinabi niya talaga appreciative siya sa lahat ng natututunan niya kay Coach Roger. Only her second coach after Coach RDJ, siyempre, from LaSalle.
And she's very grateful of the opportunity to have more playing time now with the Capital1.
Right. Yun din naman ang dulot ng mga yung mga building teams, not rebuilding because they're new, no? Pero yung mga bagong newly created teams. Dito mo madidiscover yung mettle ng mga ibang underused players. Luna sending it over. Horvina is all over the place. And that's a good thing if you're a libero.
That's right.
Setting up Jo Marginot, but the roof! And Salamagos, we called her out, and for good reason.
Oh, Salamagos has definitely been a threat here on the net defense of Capital1. Solid block coming from her. And this will really make Nextled work more, especially in offense.
Good serve. Danny Ravenna on the court now. Luna with the off speed. Perfectly executed.
Oh, that's right. Deceiving the blockers on that one in the floor defense of Capital1. So Nextled here slowly inching closer. Off-speed attack there coming from May Luna.
Ganda nun. Nakita niya talaga nakitaan ng butas. Back row attack, Singh. And Luna is timing it. I think that was a mishit that ended up a kill for Luna.
Yeah, that's right. He saw the reaction of the entire team of Nextled. She had the intention to go for that cross-court attack, but a mishit there. But a point is a point.
Right. Yan yung mga iba ng matangkad moments. Oh, good pickup by Joe. Laksina goes. Good work by the blockers of Capital 1 slowing things down. Another chance here for Nextled. Atienza is blocked. Ravina saves that ball. Luna chasing. Let's see if Laksina can kill. No go. This is going to be a free ball, not even. But really the hustle on both sides made that one of the best rallies yet.
Oh, that's right. I mean, Salamagos has really been working hard in the net defense. A lot of soft touches there, rebounds.
Talaga nagsisipag ang Capital 1. At least they're able to slow things down. And we have a challenge. Did a foot fault. There you go. See Coach Roger trying to just salvage that last sequence. Get a point out of that one. But we know that it ended from what we saw. Ito, may pumasok pa.
He's on.
So it's called against.
So, a successful challenge there for Capital 1.
Sila pang nakitaan ng 17 all. Much better second set for Capital 1 for sure.
That's right, with Layo gaining confidence and delivering points for her squad. She takes one again, powering through the blocks again.
The Solar Spikers up by 1. Different complexion altogether for the second set. First one was 25-13, sobrang lopsided. Ito talagang palitan ng puntos, dikitan eh. And Nextled calls for time.
Ako, akin.
Side out, one side out.
Yes, one nasa, ano na FPS, oh.
Okay. They broke. They tried to hitting deep side. Same right? And when we had a meeting, they were hitting deep side.
Yes.
And also high corner. Especially the ball is cross. It's ball for back side. If it's cross, a little bit cross. Different side. Okay, now. Go, go, go.
Hi! Chameleons! Excellent!
Hey, bye-bye.
Brace yourselves as athletes and sports lovers have no-holds-barred conversations with Sean Ildefonso. Watch Sean Time, exclusive on Pilipinas Live app. Download and subscribe now.
Still serving for Capital 1, Shirley Salamagos.
Capital 1 really looking good. What do you like about Capital 1 aside from, of course, Salamagos just finding her rhythm?
Well, for Capital 1, they look more cohesive, really organized, and more contribution as well from other players. And that's the
Definitely.
reason why they have kept this set close and even leading by 2 right now.
And Layug this time hits it outside. But you're right, really. See, Jarrell Singh has only scored 2 in this second set. And we're seeing a lot more rallies. So nakikita talaga natin yung distribution.
Right.
And
To credit also Quezon for a good ball distribution.
oh, she's in now as the setter. And we're seeing a lot of good first balls from Capital 1. Nakikita natin na pag naipapasa ng mabuti, na execute nila yung kanilang mga plays.
Kung hindi mo mapalo may taas yung kamay mo, pwede mo namang idap. Ang luwag-luwag dito, tatlo-tatlo yung bumlak sa'yo dun, oh. Pero na naman eh. Hindi doon ang service area dito, oh. Pinalo mo ng gano'n. Kung gusto mo, ilihis mo. Marunong naman kayo mag-volleyball eh. Gawin nyo kung ano yung tamang reaction doon sa mga ganong klaseng bola. Sayang yun lamang natin, oh.
Des, Jel Bawe. Ano?
Coach Roger definitely wants better decision-making from his players. Sabi nga niya, marunong naman kayo mag-volleyball. It's just really a matter of execution for them, executing the right plays, choosing the right angles.
Let's see if they can get going here. We'll miss time there. Let's see if Clemente will get another shot. She goes for ball, second ball with the help of the net. Why not?
Lucky shot there for Clemente. Great presence of mind as well.
Move brought to you by a Honda motorcycle. We talked about Clemente, how she needed to be activated again. So she's contributed 4 already in the second set. Ivy Laxina, you know, she is challenged every time, but she manages to get past the 2-man block. This time around on that down the line. Spike of the set brought to you by Duncan Pasalubong ng Bayan.
Powering through her blockers on that one of the hands of Clemente. Good front row here for Nextled with Victoria Makaslang and Laxina.
They definitely have the height advantage. That's something that Nextled has really been able to enjoy all tournament long. Oh, but the pickup by Rivera. And unfortunately for Jorel C, kasayangan din siya noon coming from the pipe.
Especially that the dig of Rivera was perfect off that spike of Laxina. Quezon trying to look for their leading scorer in Sing, but unfortunately 2 blockers with her there.
Including the net. And Australia's blocked. Another chance here for Capital One. Nextled will get that point.
Timeout, Capital One.
Another timeout for Coach Roger, their last.
Backline yan eh. Dapat yan, doon kayo pulutin sa harapan. Ano naman, corner na corner ka na. Hindi mo naman nilihis yung bola. Pinalo mo ng diretso. Kung pinacheck mo rito yun, di outside ka agad. Ha? Gamitin nyo. Alam ko, mga dati kayong mga player eh. Alam nyo yung gagawin ninyo sa ganyan sitwasyon, ha? Pag dikit yung bola dito, nasa dulo, di pa-check nyo. Sige.
Again, Coach Roger with some simple explanation there, simple reminders as you see Catalantino on your screens. Sabi nga ni Coach Roger, alam na nila yung gagawin nila in different scenario situations on the court.
Well, frustration again from Coach Roger because he knew that they already had the lead. And they really have a chance here in the second set. But here comes Nextled. Let's see if Layug is smart, but look at the pickup from Cal. Laxina blocked. Great response here for Capital One. And Layug contributing her 4th point in the second set.
That's right, great show of urgency there on the side of Layug. Took advantage of that overpass. No floor defense fouled the Nextled.
Capital One still definitely in this second set. Oh, but the service error giving Nextled their first set point. Or, well, that went into the net, but then the ball is still given to, yeah, Nextled. Hindi pa. 23-21. Check that. Get ahead of myself. So it's still 23-21. Okay. Ganun naman kabilis. Ayun na. I think Victoria and the rest of the Chameleons determined to pick up their second win. Second set win.
Great serve from Permentilia that gave Victoria an easy time to get that point.
And this is going to be a tough one for Capital One. Here comes Nextled. Victoria again. She stopped Clemente, saving set point number 1.
So still a chance here for Capital One to tie things up and steal this set as makaslang with that violation.
Pressure serve for Des Clemente. Good first ball. Back set. Victoria. Singh will counter, and this is the kind of smart volleyball that Coach Roger knows they're capable of.
That's right. Singh knew and saw that there were two blockers in front of her, outsmarted the Victoria on that one. Used the right hand of Victoria to get that point.
Good serve. Let's see if Mariginot can put it close. Not yet. Singh will get the ball. Good pickup per Mantilla. Chance here for Capital One. Quezon looking for Singh. Cal saving it. Oh, and Mariginot with her 8th point gives Nextled win number 2, or set number 2. That was close though for Capital One. I mean, they fought till the end for this one, for the second set.
That's right, but high hands there for Mariginot, putting all her power to get that point.
Much more exciting set number 2 that we saw. We'll talk about that after the break. Such a different second set compared to the first. And Capital One really fought until the end. It was really anybody's game until, you know, the last couple of minutes.
No, that's right. Capital One started better in that second set. They looked more cohesive. Other players step up like Layok, Salamagos with her net defense are the reason why they were able to keep more rallies alive and to get more points. No, unfortunately, Capital One wasn't able to execute towards that end stretch. Nextled found a way to score more points and to organize themselves to execute their game plan. No, but overall, a better performance for Capital One. That's what they want. They want to gain the momentum. They still have a chance to extend this match. But for Nextled, they just stayed consistent all throughout, very steady, despite the fact that Capital One controlled, that second set at some point. So we take a look at the numbers. Very better outing here for Capital One. Better output in terms of attack points. 14 for them against the 11 of Nextled. 4 block points for Nextled. 2 for Capital One. 2 service aces for Capital One. None for Nextled. And for Capital One, it's really their errors, putting damage or halting their momentum, because you see how they improved in all the departments in that set.
Yeah, kung tanggalin mo yung errors, it was really Capital One's second set sana. And this is hopeful for Coach Roger. I mean, they're improving as we go from one set to the other. So if they're able to make even more adjustments and in particular just eliminate or at least reduce the errors on the court, then they are definitely looking good.
No, that's because they performed better, talking about Capital One, in almost all departments. In all departments, actually. It's just that Nextled had one more kill block than them. And for Nextled, what helped them was playing clean volleyball in a sense, because they only had 5 errors.
Yeah. That's right. We appreciate the effort on defense, and we're happy that we highlighted Rica Rivera at the start of this coverage, because she has been really putting in the effort and getting a lot of saves. I mean, going up against the likes of Cams Victoria and Ivy Laxina. Jo Maraguinot is hot today. And looking at the Nextled numbers, Maraguinot is the highest scorer so far with 8. Cams Victoria has 7. And Laxina with 4 points. First point again, going to Capital One.
Cal trying to activate at the end early on. Fortunately, an attack error there.
Jel Quezon has stayed on the court as the setter for Capital One. She didn't start. And some confusion here. On defense, Jarrell Singh and Rivera both there for the ball, but Camille Victoria will get her 8th point.
Great placement there, making 2 defenders on the side of Capital One work and be confused.
I mean, clearly hindi butas yun. Nandun sila, pero hindi nila tuloy alam kung sinong kukuha ng bola. 4 points so far for Jai. Nice first ball. Let's see if Quezon will give Clemente another chance. Nope, back set, Layog. And that's a good idea, keeping the defense guessing, even us guessing.
Yeah, the adjustments on the side of Capital One, that second set, really worked for them. The reason why they maintained Quezon, Layog as the starters. I believe Salamagos as well.
And Laxina, that one is outside untouched.
3-1 Capital One.
And this is how Nextled also started in that second set. The reason why Capital One, found confidence and momentum in the start of the set, because Nextled committing those errors early on.
And the errors keep coming. Double contact this time. They weren't even able to get a play together in that last sequence. Error there by Camille Cal. Double contact called against her. And comes Victoria coming from back row into the net. You're just talking, Ayel, about the relatively clean second set for Nextled.
Oh, but to start things off in the third set, Nextled committing a lot of errors here.
Kailangan uli nila magpalit ng kulay. Kaya chameleon sila.
They need to make up for their errors as early as now because they can't afford a big lead against Capital One, who is gaining good confidence in this game.
Yeah, well, definitely Camille Cal able to make up for that double contact error. And it's a good serve. We have a new libero on the court. Hervina could keep that ball in play. And si Landicho, the other libero for the Solar Spikers, also getting some action.
A great set from Quezon to Sing. Too fast there and too strong for Hervina.
Oh, wow. Service ace. We saw a couple of those for Capital One in set number 2.
Big lead, a really big lead here for Capital One as Clemente gets that ball right on the line.
Oh, that's her second ace already. Wow. And look at this lead for Capital One at our first technical timeout.
First technical timeout score, 8 for Capital One, 2 for Nextled.
Arena Plus, Astigsa Sports. Capital One Solar Spikers looking really good in this third set. It's a must-win set for them. They already lost the first 2 sets to Nextled. And now it is a 6-point lead. Make it 7. That is a third service ace for Des Clemente. I mean, that was with the help of the net, but it's still an ace. Sam Corrales is ready with her report.
Despite failing to clinch a spot in the semis, Ivy Latina told me that she still wants to end the conference strong. And you know what? I asked her earlier about the things that she learned from this new team, and she said that is how to be a leader. She said that Coach Taka challenges her how to take charge through action because that is what players in Japan do. Actually, in the huddle before this time out, I could see that the players really huddle among themselves without Coach Taka, and that just goes to show how much they want to emerge as leaders on their own squads. But in the meantime, let's check in with this timeout with the Nextled team.
You guys already set into the middle blocker or zone 3 only. I told you, have a patience. They're just waiting, and you guys just set into the middle blocker. Outside of position, just trust. We have to make it connection again. Go.
No, Coach Taka there asking for more patience from his players. They need to cover as well because the net defense of Capital One is picking up with Salamagos on the front row.
Also now scoring, not just slowing the ball down, but the offensive blocks here for Salamagos. 4 points already. Laxina, ball slowed down, back to Nextled, and she gets another shot. Quezon was right there. Clemente setting up Jorel Singh. And that falls inside.
Everything going well for Capital One from offense to defense.
And we heard Coach Taka say too that they need to again make the connection. Talking about the connection among the girls, better communication, better flow and cohesion. Good serves from Clemente. Quezon to Sing. Good pick up by Permentilla. Laxina. Ball slowed down, but this time she gets it through. She will score. Point number 5. That was a run that we saw from Capital One.
And a better attack here this time from Nextled as Laxina tries to power through that Salamagos block. And this is what they need. They need to be more aggressive because the soft touches is not working for them.
That's a much needed side out for Nextled. Good defense. That solo block foiled by Nextled there. And Victoria this time with a point coming from the right pin. And she's almost in double digits.
Great reverse set there. And Victoria squeezing that one in. Oh, this is a big lead they need and want to close right now.
Good floater serve. Ball still good though. Layug there. Stop. Permentilla sending it over. Broken play. Sing. That looked like it hit the net. And it will be called 4 touches. They're on the attack there by Jorel Singh. Capital One has to be careful about
That's right.
those errors.
Nextled slowly gaining momentum.
It's a must-win set for Capital One. Chance here for Nextled. Permentilla! Good called outside. No, it's back in. And we see Niegos is back on the court.
Oh, with the shaky passing of Nextled, it makes everything a lot easier for Capital One to read as 2 blockers are there.
And that's inside. Down the line goes Camille Victoria with her 10th point today.
Faster side out the time for Nextled.
Oh, another challenge, this time posed by Coach Roger and team.
And this is how Capital One also started in that second set. They were able to control and lead, but Nextled stayed steady and was able to find momentum in the end stretch and was able to execute. So for Capital One, they have, you know, the advantage right now. They would want to sustain that momentum.
We know that it's crunch time because si Coach Roger is using his challenge cards and also bringing back Niegos. Earlier, we got the report from Sam Corrales that it was a touch-and-go situation. Pasok.
You know, kahit maliit na part lang yan ng bola that hits the line, that's still called inside.
And Coach Roger didn't have the luck of Coach Taka with that earlier challenge. Good first ball. Quezon with a jumper set. And it is now the double block for Nextled. That's working. And they are playing catch-up. Now just a 5-point deficit.
Well, for Nextled, they can really bank on their strength, which is blocking. That's where they thrived earlier in the past 2 sets.
Pelaga there in for the first time in this 3rd set. Permentilla off speed. Salamagos was there. Another chance for Nextled. Combination attack working.
Victoria caught the floor defense off guard, and that tip is tipping that one over behind the blockers.
Consecutive points for Camps Victoria. We have a timeout.
Umupo sa akin. Wala kayo. Kung ano na lang maitayo nyo dyan. Nasaan na yung ano, Clip? Dito na bumablock dito dalawa eh. Pero mo nandito ka. Buti ko 6'5 ka. Kalahating hakbang mo, nandiyan ka na sa unahan. Hindi naman eh.
Nasayang yung lamang natin, oh. Ang laki-laki, oh.
Let's go, Capital!
Yusin mo yung set mo kay Joe Kapus, eh.
Coach Roger talking about floor defense in the start of that timeout. They need to read and react quickly because we're seeing more variety in the attacks of Nextled. It's not all power. A couple of placement shots already.
Yeah, we're seeing them really kick in their system. We're seeing the combo attacks. We're seeing the different offense. And the solo blocks. Atienza is back. She was quiet in the second set.
And they're reading the offense of Capital One really well. They know that if Capital One needs a point, they will go to Sing.
Consecutive points for Nextled. And really the lead dwindling to the dismay of Coach Roger. Back row attack, Layug. Too easy for Laksina. That's another point for Nextled. Things falling apart on the Capital One side.
Capital One hesitating in that previous sequence. It was almost an overpass, but great control from Cal and Victoria stretching her arms to put that one in.
Steady serves here for Pelaga. Singh going for the corner pocket. You know what she wanted to do. I mean, it's tough for Singh, who has been really bearing carrying the weight for Capital One. So the fatigue factor might be in play by now.
And an adjustment here for Capital One. Makatuno in for Quezon.
And look at Pelaga. Magic bunot itong si Pelaga, who has been spending a lot of time there at the service line.
That's right. After, you know, a couple of errors on the service for Nextled, Pelaga has been that one player who has stayed consistent.
That is a 10-1 run by Nextled. And Capital One looked so good after that first technical timeout, 8-2. And now she gets a service error. But she managed to get Capital One and Nextled tied here at 12. Well, now Capital One back with the ball and the lead.
Yeah, so pressure now on Capital One despite this 1-point lead, because that was a big gap that Nextled has closed.
Permentilia will go up. Too easy for Permentilia there. And you know, these plays by Salamagos, she has saved the day, really, again.
That's right, when Salamagos is on the front row, she really gives an easier time for their squad to get a point or to convert a point with her blocking.
Capital One wants to see a run here and redeem themselves and get back on top, way on top. They're up by 2, but they were up by more earlier. Laksina from back row. Jalana stopping that one. Pipe attack 2 for Jalana. Good pickup by Cal. Victoria. Ball slowed down. Good read by the blockers of Nextled. Mepito. And we're seeing, is that a challenge? But we're seeing, yeah.
That because Coach Roger was trying to argue that it wasn't outside.
And we are reminded that the referees, motu proprio, on their own can call for video challenges. And that is what referee Fernando Velarde did. 14-12. In Capital One needing to win this third set if they want to keep playing. And they were on their way in that first part of this set. But now it's the adjustments coming from the Nextled side. Of course, coming up is the Farm Fresh Foxies, Choco Mucho, Flying Titans matchup. That's coming your way real soon.
Kita ko rito kasi sa outside eh. Sa akin kasi nakita ko eh. Hindi, sa akin. Hindi, sa akin niya kasi nakita ko kasi tinignan ko to. Tinignan ko wala, kaya ako na nang ano. Kaya ako na ang pumito.
Kasi kung di ka lang
Hindi,
pinulyawan mo.
hindi. Kahit hindi siya bumulyaw, nakita ko na kaya nga hinabol ko na eh. Ha?
Referee's video challenge is inconclusive. Point stays with Nextled.
Inconclusive video challenge. So that was really much ado about nothing. Walang nangyari. And the ball and the point will stay with Nextled is what we're hearing the announcers say. But Capital One not happy about that.
Coach Roger is still trying to argue. I mean, every point matters right now, especially for Capital One as they want to extend this match.
13-14, now serving Camille Victoria.
That's outside. And look at Coach Roger Korayev. He's playing around with a lines judge.
Now serving Shorty Sanamagos.
So for Capital One, all's when that well that ends well. They got the ball back at the point. Good serve, good pickup by Daddy Ravenna. Back row, Camille Victoria. She scores from anywhere.
Oh, that's right. If there's one player who has been putting the points in for Nextled, it has been Victoria from all sides of the court. Another effective off-speed attack.
6 points already in this third set alone for Camille Victoria. Good serve. Lana took care of that one. And Lana from back row. Picked up by Perventilla. Laxina explodes and she gets point number 6.
Great connection there.
And spike of the set brought to you by Duncan. Pasalubong ng Bayan.
Explosive attack coming from Laxina.
Lana setting up Layug. And this is going to be another chance for the Solar Spikers to set up. Makatuno is back as setter. Broken play. Layug will make do. And she gets a point off the hands of the blockers. Yun yung sinasabi sa kanya ni Coach Roger na implement na ni Layug. Capital One up by a point. Arena Plus, astig sa sports. An exciting third set. We're having Capital One up, but just by a point this time. 16-15 is the score. This is the must-win third set for the Solar Spikers. And we saw the catch-up by Nextled, the frustration by Coach Roger. Let's see if he made use of that technical timeout. Laxina goes up, going cross court. What a beauty.
That's right. 2 clean attacks coming from Laxina. Oh, that connection of Cal and Laxina. And that good set from Cal with that bump set. Good ball control there. And Laxina, the perfect shot.
Jai Atienza now with the serve. That's going to be an over-receive. Laxina knew it. She would not let that chance pass.
That's right. Can't give an overpass right in front of Laxina. She didn't even have to move. All she had to do was jump for that ball.
And some hang time there by Ivy as well. Good pickup by Permentilla. Laxina will get another touch. Good save by Makatuno. Jalana from the back. And that is off the hands of the 2-man block. Laxina points in a row for her. She wants to end this set
That's
already.
right. Stepping up in a couple of sequences already. Off the hands of Layog on that one.
Kayaan yung bola ang tumama sa kamay mo. Huwag niyong habulin kasi tendency niyo tumingala ng tumingala. Mag-react kayo, yung mga nandun sa gilid, ang inaabangan natin, yung tatama dun sa blockers. Hindi naman yung lulusot eh. Ang lulusot dito sa likod. Sayang. Ha?
One pass.
Okay lang.
Hey, Capital. 2, 3, 4. Sit. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Nasa ka doon.
Good passing needed right now for Capital 1 as Nextled is up by 2 points.
Nakita nga natin kanina nung nakakapagsunod-sunod ang Capital 1. Maganda yung first pass. And Quezon back on the court. Makatuno had a few minutes there as setter. But the good plays we saw coming from Quezon. Let's see what happens after the timeout. And Diego's there hitting it out. So, Diego's having a tough time here. I'm sure medyo inaalagaan din niya yung kanyang ankle. And I mean, I think she's going by adrenaline. She is going to be stepping out, and Australia is back on the court. Nextled now with a 3-point lead. They were down by as much as 6. Laxina again, hitting it off the blockers. Consecutive points by Ivy Laxina when it counts. Talk about clutch. Although the pressure really is on Capital 1 to make the points. I mean, Ivy Laxina, she's doing everything right at this part of the match, but you know, they're comfortable with a 2-set-to-none lead.
Unstoppable so far, talking about Laxina. Unfortunately, a service error there from Atienza.
Here's a chance for Capital 1 to regroup, get their bearings, and regain the lead.
Now serving for Capital 1, Yan.
That's a good serve. Permentilla with a nice pass. Laxina again. This time, Israel and Clemente getting in her way.
Finally, read that angle well of Laxina. Clemente with a perfect block there.
Definitely a cause for celebration for Capital 1, now only down by 2. Oh, smart move, Laxina.
Quick to adjust there.
Yeah.
Laxina didn't go for a power hit. Went for a placement shot in zone 1. No one there on the side of Capital 1.
That's a great point for Ivy Laxina. Hindi pa yata pumipito. Excited si Camille Cal. Buti walang penalty yon. You just get a do-over. Good game for Camille Cal. 8 excellent sets.
That's right.
And she's had a couple of good saves also on defense. Reading the blocks of the opponent. Clemente. Dug there. Laxina. It has been Laxina for the past few points. And she is now in double digits, just like that. 12, exact.
And again, placement shots are working for her to the same zone. But
Replaying nga yun. the point before this one. Nextled looking good here. They want to end in 3. Another sweep is what they're looking for. Going for win number 4. But Capital One just keeps on keeping on.
oh, that's right, Lana with the point. Going cross-court this time. High hands there. Good target. No second touch on the side of Nextled.
Oh, good serve. This is a good thing for Capital One that Des Clemente is at the service line, Ayel.
That's right. That's where they gained their big lead earlier.
4 aces already for Des Clemente. Tough serves from Clemente. Now chance to counter, and it's a block point for Laksina. She can't do no wrong. Laksina has really been so consistent, pero ilalabas siya.
That's right. An all-around game for Laksina. Now in that stretch, that end stretch. But Maraginat in to serve for Laksina.
Good first ball by Layug. Jalana with that approach. We remember Jalana looking that way as a UE star, di ba?
Right.
Small but terrible.
And always a very aggressive in offense. Just the same with that attack, powering through 2 blockers.
Just a 2-point lead that Capital One needs to close out. And there's a tip. So the point will go to Camille Victoria and Nextled, setting her team up for match point.
Another smart move there, playing with the timing of the block of Jalana.
Clearly the shorter of the blockers. Keys on setting up Lana. That one gets away from Cal. Buhay pa rin ang Capital One.
Still a chance to extend this match, but they need to play flawlessly. They can't afford to commit an error.
Capital One scored a win against Strong Group. Almost a win against Galleries in that 5-setter. Jalana, that serve, still set point, match point, and that does it. Wow. And what a good way for Nextled to cap that 3rd set and win the match. Camille Victoria with a total of 17 points.
Big numbers coming from Victoria as she gets that most important point in.
Half the point to Camille Cal with that excellent set. And we'll take a quick break, talk more about the match after these. Nextled wins it in 3, and Sam Corrales is with our player of the game. Go, Sam!
Joining me now is our player of the game. We have Camille Victoria. Again, congratulations on this win. Actually, yung mga teammates mo, binabanggit nga nila because you have a 50% attack efficiency. Did you know that? Ano yung reaction mo? And how do you stay that consistent sa laro mo, Camille?
Actually, kung ano lang naman yung binigay na role sa akin ni Coach Saka, yun lang yung finofocusan ko. Yung tulong lang din, syempre, ng mga teammates ko.
Speaking of Coach Taka and your teammates, how much did your team grow this conference? Meron pa kayong last game before this. So let's look back at your growth as a player as well.
Syempre, gusto namin maging memorable itong conference na to. Binibigay namin yung best namin every game para mabigyan namin ng magandang laban ang mga kalaban namin.
Siyempre, wala na kayo sa semis, but you played with a lot of heart. Siyempre, straight set win pa. Ano ang naging personal motivation mo or ninyo as a team?
Actually, yung motivation namin is yung bawat isa sa team. Chine-cherish namin yung bawat isa every training. Yun lang po.
Meron ka ba mga gustong batiin? Go ahead.
Hi, binabati ko po yung family ko sa Tarlac, Victoria, and Miranda family. And yung mga friends ko po na nanonood galing pang Tarlac. At saka kay Maggie, kay Moy, kay Jaila, pati yung mga parents niya. Arribas family, hello. Dabdab High School, Bamban, hello.
And there you have it, our best player of the game, Camille Victoria. Back to you.
Thank you po.
Thanks so much, Sam. Congratulations to Camille, Victoria, and the rest of the Nxled Chameleons with that straight set win. Take a look at the highlights here. This is going to be a lot of Ivy Laxina in the third set.
Oh, that's right. Nextled started the match really strong. They were very steady. They were cohesive. But in the second set, they were also tested by the good offense and defense of Capital1. Although, Nextled just having more experience as a team allow them to get this win and be successful with their goal in today's game. As for Capital1, a lot of things still needs to be polished and improved, but you already see the improvement, especially in their team chemistry. There were parts of the game that they were very organized and cohesive, but again, just more capable attackers, experienced attackers on the side of Nextled with Maragina, the Ivy Laxina, and again, Victoria coming alive in the important stretches of the game.
Right. All throughout the set, the 3 sets, alam ni Camille Victoria kung kailan bumulusok pagka if they need to catch up. And she is really a big part of all of the catch-up that Nextled did when they were behind Capital1. And she also scored 3 blocks aside from her 14 points on the attacks. And number 3 best blocker in the league. Congratulations again to Nextled, who has a tough assignment. They have Petrogas. They meet on Saturday, and Signal also for Capital1. Meantime, let's take a look at the stats.
Dominant win there by Nextled with 40 attack points against the 27 of Capital1. Now, Capital1 was able to keep it close in terms of net defense. 7 blocks for Capital1 against the 9 of Nextled. Capital1 had a big run in the early part of the third set. That's where they got a lot of service aces. 5 aces for them against the 2 of Nextled. But Capital1 has to improve and playing consistently as they gave away 24 free points for Nextled in this game.
What we saw earlier today also is a very very cohesive and family in Nextled, because they really are having fun on the court. I'm sure that contributed a lot to their win. Up next, we got the Farm Fresh Foxies going up against the Choco Mucho Flying Titans. We are filling up here at the Phil Sports Arena, but you have time if you want to come on and watch this game live. And meantime, we will say goodbye for now on behalf of Ayel Estraniero and Sam Corrales, our director Marvin Chavez. This has been Chikiro Puno. Thanks for joining us. Stay stuck. Farm Fresh going up against Choco Mucho in just a bit.